Alright everybody, we're back. 90-second video. I told you I was coming back. Alright. So, what was I talking about in that last video? I know I went into some other stuff. But, yeah, basically that whole video was about, understanding that the power basically comes from yourself, Everything arises from you. And the only way for you to really go deeper and start breaking through some of those barriers, mental barriers mostly, that you are being blocked by, is to understand that, it's all your power and everything basically originates from you. So when I finished off that video, I was talking something about rings. And now way back, I don't know what video it was, I went into something about ring magic. This is going way back in some old stuff, man. Now, you could use whatever techniques you want to make things work for you in life, whatever it is. When you look at, I told you, for example, right, I said that my family, my mother's side, they're from Birmingham, Alabama. So it's interesting when you hear stories growing up over the years and you hear people talk about things, parents, family members, all the things they mention, like, my mother was not knowingly, and my grandmother, into hoodoo or voodoo. But you hear the things they talk about, and you go, well, wait a minute. That's exactly what people do in these certain practices and stuff, as far as like using graveyard dust, putting down salt to keep bad spirits out, doing this, doing that. There's a whole bunch of things that I've been shown and taught over the years, and listen to what they do and watching what they've done. And you fast forward and you look back and you're like, they were working these things and not even realizing it. And it's like, based off of, sometimes they call it old wives' tales and home remedies and things like that. Oh, child, if your man is doing this, you got to do this too. You got to put his drawers in the freezer. You got to do that. You got to do all these things, right? And you look back and you say, damn, man, well, that was basically hoodoo they were working with, laying tricks and all these things. But they didn't see it that way. They didn't approach it from that angle. Going once more into like how even names could be limiting for a lot of practices, right? Because when you hear certain things like voodoo or hoodoo and all the, you have already an image, A lot of it's stereotyped also, but you have a certain fixation on this is what it should be like and what it will look like. And a lot of us, we work our own magic. A lot of us are working with this stuff and we don't even realize it, because based on your upbringing, based on your own individuality, you think it's just normal. Like, well, this is not magic, this is not hoodoo, this ain't voodoo, this is just what I'm working with, what I'm doing. But it turns out that you could be so deep into these things and not even realize it, because it has become incorporated into your daily lifestyle and stuff, which is, it's not a bad thing either, But once again, the titles block you off from realizing even your own magic that you're working yourself. So, over the years, right, I've picked up a lot of things that I've done in my own private time. Some things I don't do any longer because they're not necessary, and everything's all mental for me. And others that I might want to do once in a while, just because, for the sake of doing it. Now, rings, right? Let's get into this for a minute. I'm gonna take you out deep right now. You look at all cultures around the world, right? And they go into mask and how, and this is going back thousands, if not millions of years, even up into modern day theater, and even theater, over the past couple hundred years. And the concept of mask have spirits, they have souls. You put on a mask, you put on a different persona. The mask takes you over, and you're now one with the mask, and you have this character behind the mask. Now, masks are nothing new. Cultures around the world have been using them for a long time, like I said. But when we fast forward to, well, not even fast forward, we cut into this moment point right now, because there's no time to fast forward in. we jump to this moment point we're in right now, right? And pretty much, oh guys, gotta stretch a little bit, man. Pretty much, you know, in our modern societies, we can't really walk around with masks. Now, many of us do walk around with masks. And these masks are basically certain personas that we hide behind, whether it be the intelligent individual, the elite, or the fool. You know, a lot of us put on these different personality traits, and those could be considered masks because you're not being the true you, you're being something else. Some might call it being fake or sellout. But that's on a negative note. On a more positive note, some of us become more, you know, professional at times when certain people are around. Some of us become more relaxed at other times when certain individuals walk into the room. We're constantly switching between one persona to the next. Now, how does this all tie into dreams and dream work and out-of-body experiences and spiritual practices, right? And mask. I know you're saying, what's the point? Where's he going with this? Rings, right? Now, I'm just giving you guys, I just give out information, you know, that I receive. And it's up to you to take it and see what you want to do with it. If you want to further expand upon it, build upon it, that's cool. It's all up to you. The ball is in your court. But I simply put out information that I've come across, things that have worked for me in the past and worked for others. And, you know, that it is what it is. So, for me, right, and this is for me, rings can have a lot of meanings, but just one of them for today that we're going to focus on is rings could also take the place of mask, right? You wear specific rings and they can bring forth certain powers or energies that you feel are within yourself, certain characteristics that you feel you want to expand upon, right? Let's take a look at some of my jewelry, right? Take, for example, this ring. Now, I may have showed you the guys before, but it's okay. It's worth showing again. If you're not interested, click the video off. This ring came to me at some point. That is, I don't know if you could get that clear in there, but it is Sanskrit, basically. You have this deity in Buddhism called, well, in Japanese, Fudo Myo, and in Sanskrit, known as Akala. Now, if you take a look at this ring, right, you can see it has the Sanskrit, or in Japanese, the bonji, for this deity's characteristic and name and representation in Sanskrit form, right? See that there? I get that to focus. Yeah. And what I liked about this ring was that it came to me under very unusual circumstances. Like, one day I was out, I think I may have talked about this in the past, but I was out one day, I went to some event, and I kept seeing this statue of this specific deity. And I was like, who is that guy, man? Who is he? Looks familiar. And nothing happened, and then and one day I seen him, he was like everywhere, the statue was all over the place. And the very next day, the same deal, and I ended up in this store out in Osaka, where I live at. And, you know, here comes the voice once again. I was looking at secondhand shops, looking for rare goods, rare items that I'm always hunting for. And just when I gave up, the voice was like, you need to go to that shop down that street, man, that little dark alley. I said, all right. When I went in, they had this ring. Now, automatic, you guys should know by now from all my 92 videos, right now going to 92, I like skull rings, you know. I always have. And when I saw this, I thought, that looks like, the energy just jumped at me. I was like, that looks very powerful, man. But I didn't want to wear it because I didn't understand what the meaning was. So, of course, I had to do research on it before I even got into that. And the shop owner didn't know it was a secondhand shop. But anyway, I got the ring immediately, man, because, like, not only did I do this, like, I don't really like jewelry with, like, kanjis and stuff on it. Like, this is not a kanji, this is Sanskrit. But things like that. But when you turn it over and look on the inside, check that out. See that? Inside of there. It might not come out clear on the camera, but, you know, you guys get the idea. It has all these other bonji, it's like 5 inside, and a cross inside of the ring. And there's a little, I'm guessing down here, this is probably the signature of the designer who made this. So the magic in this ring was just overflowing, man. It was like, I need to have this. And I got it. So, you know, the meaning of Fudomyo or Akala, basically in Buddhism, he's like one of these deities that his script means the immovable one, and basically his job from all these other deities is that he helps people burn through their desires and focus on knowledge and truth. And it took me a while to find that, because, you know, I cannot read Sanskrit, so I was on the internet for hours. Finding this part was difficult, and finding these guys in here was even more of a task. Like, I was on the internet, seriously guys, for like a couple of hours, man, maybe like 4 hours, hunting down all of these to see what they meant. Because, you know, I don't like rocking stuff unless I know what it means, you know. Because, you know, quick you get a hater. Oh, what does that mean? You know what that means? And try to make you look stupid and shit. So I found it all out, and basically that's what he stands for. Is like, you know, to help people burn through their desires. He fights off demons and everything that I can roll with and that I feel connects to me. That's what he represented. And this ring is also rare because he's never really depicted in a skull form. If you look on the internet and type in Akala, A-C-L-A, A-C-A-L-A, or Fudo, F-U-D-O-O, and Myo, M-Y-O-O, you see that he doesn't look anything like a skull. So I felt like this was like a 2-for-1 for me. I like skulls, plus it has a deep meaning. And the circumstance I found it, and of course the voice guided me to it, so hey, gotta keep it. So that's that. You guys saw this before. I showed you the Ankh already. You know about the Ankh. I got the Ankh right there. Silver and gold. I think you guys pretty much seen all my jewelry, man. I don't want to like go back into it. I have these skull rings which I've been rocking for many years by now. They're very heavy. Same deal inside. I got those 5 skulls inside and a cross pattern as well. And that's pretty much that ring. This is the exact same ring as this one, just one size down, I think, over here. And this also is from the same place, designed the same. We got the same thing inside. Over here I have this lightning bolt ring, another lightning bolt, which I need to use this as a stopper because I ended up getting a size too big and I want to wear it, so I got another lightning bolt ring through that. These bracelets over here, they come from Africa. Somebody brought them to me as a present. A friend of mine, they went on vacation, so these two, you know what I'm saying, they came straight out of Africa. I think, I can't remember exactly where. I think they went to Tanzania or somewhere, but I really like those. I have this one over here, which is this bracelet. It's Cherokee, I believe, and goes into Cherokee. Hold on, let me just see here. Man, what is it? Tomahawk Trail? No, Mohawk Trail or something. Yeah, I don't want to waste time, but yeah, it's something else. I think I showed you guys all that before. And over here I got some more stuff, Native American bracelets. But anyway, the point of all this is that how could you use this to anchor yourself? So, you know, for me, what do the rings represent? Well, they can represent whatever I want them to represent at the moment. For right now, though, like I like the example how this skull ring has these many skulls inside, and for me, that's representative, represents and representative of basically how the individual is made up of many different souls within themselves, right? And we do have all these other consciousnesses inside of us within our own, but dream work. I know that's what you guys are like. Get to the fucking point, man. All right, put y'all down with something, man. For example, right? I'm gonna show y'all this. Something I got recently. So I wear this chain. This is my snake chain right here. But when I go to sleep at night, right? Get y'all down with some magical stuff, man. Now you see this ring here? This is an Egyptian ring. You see here, you got the winged disc right there. You got the winged disc with the sun and the center. It's the winged disc, a real thick ring, thick band and stuff. And they got the 2 cobras in the center. If you don't know, read a book, man. Check out, type in winged disc for on the internet. And yeah, it's the Egyptian design here. So when I go to sleep at night, right, I wear this Ankh ring. Right? All my jewelry comes off, but this Ankh ring stays on. This lightning bolt ring stays on this finger. And then I wear this ring here on the middle finger, on my middle finger over here, my Egyptian ring. And why? Why do I do that? Okay, let's get into why. See, as powerful as I think I am, and that's right, I said think I am because it's all about what you believe. As powerful as I believe I am and feel I am and know that I am, I'm still open to being caught off guard as far as falling into the trap of, daily physical life and, letting my abilities be dampened if I'm too focused here. But when I go to sleep at night, I wear these rings, right? Because, if you wear something uncomfortable, like basically when people go to sleep, a lot of people want to take everything off, they want to get relaxed. Me, I wear these because for myself, once I cross over into the dream world or non-physical states, if I'm still wearing these rings, it's like my linking point back to physical reality. So when I'm in the dream state and I'm flying around, before I even get conscious, sometimes these are connecting points. I look at my hand and I think about my rings. And then I go, oh yeah, that's right, I'm asleep right now. This ring connects me back to the physical. And since it connects me back to the physical realm and I'm in a non-physical reality, that's the triggering point and it helps me wake up at that moment if I need it. Now I'm usually conscious most of the time, but even me, once in a while you get to those states where there's so much shit going on and you done jumped into the story so deeply that you tend to lose focus, man. So it's good to have certain charms, if you want to call them charms, or if you don't like those terms, they sound too magical, reminders, basically, of your life here in physical reality. Because once you get into non-physical, right, for many people, right, in dream states, you take part in the play that's going on, and you just focus on that. You don't know what's going on. You're into it too deeply. You don't even know that you're asleep. You don't even know that you're in a dream state, non-physical realm, and you forget. But if you wear something, now, there's a lot of things you could do, right? You could just wear it and maybe that'll work for you. If you feel you need to give it some type of special, meditate with your jewelry, man. Meditate with it. It's endless, the things that you could come up with on your own, man. If you want to cleanse it, you want to put some incense on it, if you want to put it out in the sun, not too long though, put it out in the sun, you want to put it under that moonlight, if you want to put in a glass of rainwater real quick to anoint it, if you want to use your own natural juices and oils, however you take that to be, go ahead, put your life force into it, man. But the possibilities are endless. But yeah, man, when I go to bed at night, that helps me. I wear those 3 pieces, and it's like I said, I don't always need them, but there are those rare occasions where I'm so hyped up into what's going on, I lose myself for a minute, and I usually come around, but when I look at my rings, they remind me, and I go, oh shit, all right, because it's like, I meditate so much with my jewelry and things, man, and I wear them daily. Like all my jewelry I wear all the time. Like the only time they come off is when I take a shower and when I go to bed at night. All this stuff comes off, except those certain rings. Now I might alternate the rings too. Depends on what I want to do. If I want to have a specific dream dealing with death or dealing with something like that, then I might wear the skull ring because that has certain connections for me to what those connect to. Same with the lightning bolts. I got the lightning bolts and all that. That connects to some other magical things, and it's basically all used to get you jump started in those non-physical realities. But you can come up with your own ideas, guys. I'm just throwing little things at you to get those juices flowing, to help you realize that don't lose the magic in your daily lives, man. I know in past videos I may have went off and like, oh, fuck magic and no spells and all that, but we all live magical lives, basically. What is the dream state? What are non-physical realms, if not just magic and play? What is all that is? The powers of the universe. It's all magic at play, man. So who knows? I might make some more videos like this, getting into this kind of stuff. I have a lot of things, man, techniques that I used to give you guys about the bathtub candles and all that. I tend to stay away from them because I don't want you guys getting too obsessed with it. Last night I used to make those videos and then people were like, well, what about this? I burned the candle and this happened. And people start getting paranoid, man. But I think by now, you guys, a lot of my viewers are pretty mature enough to handle this stuff. You guys been watching me for a while, so you feel pretty safe and confident with doing these things. But yeah, man, maybe I'll start to update you guys on some new shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said in the last video, don't forget, this is part 2 from that first video. All these things are just for if you need that extra kick, if you want to just spicing up your daily life, you know, and put some more magic into it. A lot of reason why people can't go out of body and have dreams, conscious dream states and all that, because they're too locked into physical reality, man. They don't have any connection to the magical world anymore, man. And when I say magical world, I don't mean Harry Potter type shit. I'm talking about like the real magical world, which is made up of all that is, and which means us, because we're part of that too. But yeah, you start utilizing things, man. Like, if you're gonna wear jewelry, you might as well enchant it, whatever you want to call it, enchantments, make it into a charm. Put your force into it, man. Let it be an extension of yourself, man. Because there's no point in wearing something daily if you ain't gonna, you know, put that magical power into it, man, which is your own power. Everything I wear, it has my force into it. It has my life force in it. I put my consciousness into it. It's all connected to me. I don't want to wear anything that is not connected to me. See what I'm trying to say? Now, I gotta get out of here in a minute. I gotta teach class. I gotta do some stuff. But you guys let me know down in the comments, man. Do you want to hear more stuff about this? Because I got a lot of information. If you guys want to know, you know, how to do certain things, you know, I can put it out there. But I just don't know if anybody's interested in that kind of stuff. But yeah, man. The main important point of this video and the part 1, and this is part 2. The main important point is all these things that I'm showing you guys and that I might show in the future. Remember the lesson. Remember the details. It's all focused on you using these just as a tool. It's not for you to get fixated on and obsessed with, and oh, I burned this candle on this day and then I think a demon's gonna come out. It's not about that. It's all just tools and extensions of yourself, and to make things more fun. You know, sometimes, like I said, you gotta make things more magical. If you live a life that is more magical and like you're more in tune with these type of things and the possibilities, that's when they cross over, once again, triggers into your dream states, and you start having these other experiences. You know, like I said, enchant your jewelry, put whatever meaning, like I said, you get a ring. If you want a lucid dream, you get a ring or any piece of jewelry, and you meditate with it all the time. You meditate with it, you study. Like all my jewelry, I take my jewelry, I always look at it. Each piece of jewelry gets a lot of my attention, man. I study it, I look at it, I admire the design, the work put in it, the runes all over it, every crevice, every ding and scratch that I get on it, it adds to the character of the piece, you know. And if I got it used, you know, the ones that it had, that's its story from the previous person. But I take appreciation with all of it, man. You know, so whatever piece of jewelry you get, if it's a ring or whatever, rings are probably the best because the chain could get caught up and snag and break. But if you have a ring or any piece of jewelry that you want, and you're trying to cross over out of body, and you're trying to get into these non-physical states and dream states and all that, you could use that as a trigger point and an anchor for you in physical reality, so that when you cross over, you'll think about your ring, and that'll trigger you into being conscious. All right? And I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta go out, do some stuff, teach. You guys hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this stuff. All right. Much love to everybody out there. Set. SUMARI. Take care.